Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sicily, Crusader Kings 3, here on the Lord Master channel. As the island of Malta slowly develops, about as much as we can develop manually, even though as much as I would like to make investments, like say, I can commission everything, like construction of a canal, the I'll drop up fishing. Every little bit helps with the development and all that. But I got other things to do. Because the first act for this episode is that I'm going to go to the University of Salerno, as it's the closest. And we have got our money through ill-gotten gains. Yes, the local favor is hostile to me, which means it'll cost your piety. It doesn't affect your progress or anything like that, because I'll be studying hard. You'll do. Let me see. Yeah, go hire these here experienced captains, so that way it's safe to travel by sea. I don't know why slowing down would be a good idea, since I have that fickle trait. But anyways, once there, at least you'll pick up a bit of that diplomacy lifestyle experience, as you have that diplomacy lifestyle set. I'm looking. Some of the places that I visited when I was young. So, let's get to that university. And when I returned from my studies and returned back to Malta, we resumed piracy. Dalmatia is the next target for loot. Slovaci, Apa. Sea is calm and forgiving today. Still as a boulder and a powerful wind in our back to boot. It seems it'll be an easy day for the rowers below, but then I spot a mangled corpse of a ship buried nose first and some jagged rocks just ahead. There doesn't appear to be any survivors, and the rocks would be no trivial thing to navigate. Yet I feel compelled to go to investigate this mysterious wreck myself. As suspected, the wreckage contains no life, save for a few birds pecking away at half-eaten corpses for the travelers which came before us. Upon closer inspection, I see something shining and a bloodied beak of a bird. With a high-pitched squawk, it drops the object into the wreckage and flies away, leaving me to collect this intriguing object. A splendid thing. Hey. This figurine, picturing a wild dragon, appears beautifully adorned with small brilliant gemstones native to the Malta Channel. Plus 1 learning, small health boost, and some learning lifestyle experience. Splendid thing. Alright. That's a nice one to have. Well, not a... But please remember, I could say, tell some local ships through these storms, since Malta Channel's well traveled here. There's a 10% chance of me drowning, or many of my entourage members drown. Damn. But please remember, if I die, Captain Saldan will take over. He's my cousin. You know, he's been leading his war band, so whatever money he has earned and men-at-arms he has at his disposal, since he's been living a mercenary's life, he'll inherit all that. So I'll say, Bala, I'll take the helm myself. Ha! Successfully navigate through the storm. Well, it seems the Emir of Apulia has moved his new capital. No, that's the Amira or Principessa Gorda. Still of our dynasty, and this is Principessa Francesca. You say that Sicilian name. I mean, it's our dynasty, but they're the different faith and culture. Which one would think that the idea of a Siculo-Arabic culture is endangered. It's an endangered culture. At least I impregnated my wife before we left here. Not yet fully reinforced, so that way the maintenance cost goes down. And then we'll start making money again. Here I am, finally at the gates of Salerno, the renowned university seat. All knowledge is collected inside these hollow halls, and scholars of repute from all over the world assemble in these same hallways to preserve and increase the true wealth of wisdom. And I'll soon join them. Of course, major centers of culture are also active markets to offer all the distractions that a student could ever desire. Time to get started. Leaving class after a deep thought-deducing class by Graziano, my attention is drawn by the chaotic laughter and screaming from coming from outside. Barbara, clearly intoxicated and barely standing on her feet, is nevertheless delighting a cheering crowd with some elegant rhymes about the joys of drinking, as well as known by the local clergy. When they notice me, they tell me, "Join us, join us." A frown on Graziano's face speaks volumes on his thoughts about the whole matter. This is outrageous! Salerno is the center of studies that truly attracts students from all over the world. This realization hits me as I contemplate myself and many of my fellow pursuers of knowledge, including Zoe and Bravada, all foreigners in Salerno. I wonder if there's any way I could take advantage of this. We can all learn from each other. My goodness, they are called Maltese Siculo-Arabs. Forgot the name of Maltese when I was forming that culture. Man, that's a mistake. At least I'm not going to hybridize with anyone. because I don't intend to spread the culture beyond Malta. Because there will come a time where one of my descendants will get into insular Sicily and adopt the Siculo-Arabic culture again. There will come that time. I'm slightly distracted by midnight studies by a loud crash, an ear-deafening slam, and expensive sounding shatter. What in the world is going on? The source of the disturbance appears to be two peasants. Allah knows how they got in here, or as they gulp it down a barrel of the university's finest sharba. This, yeah, I think they're better than us just because they could read, you know, fellows. Oh, that's a huge increase of stress being caused. I'll just say, Oh, it might be of some use. I could use some servants to carry all my books. Idiots. Library's empty except for me. I've been reading the same page of the guest over and over, but it's of no use. I cannot concentrate. Not when she keeps gently biting the tip of her quill, while softly running a finger across her ample curves. And she keeps looking at me directly in the eyes while doing it. I think we deserve a break, my star. Once softly. Nighty stress if you try to focus. Well, the reason he's so damn stressed these days. I'm not sure what's causing him to be so prone to stress. But I'll say, I guess it's time for some hands-on anatomical studies, because I'm lustful. I'll lay with her. Even though she's 49, so it's not possible that, for her to have children, so that won't be an issue. So it's fine. People from all over the known world gather in universities and religious centers to gain and share knowledge. This is made possible only by the shared knowledge of the common language, usually some ancient language liturgy loaded with traditional authority. Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with the language of the culture spoken in Salerno, which is making my studies much harder than it needs to be. It's not an easy endeavor, but isn't this what higher education is about? Fecko. The masters themselves will teach me. 65% chance that I'll learn the Latin language, Latin. And have dialogue with the masters. Well, much more. Or it could be made a fool of themselves, and this is gonna hurt my monthly lifestyle experience big time. I mastered the liturgical language. I know Latin. Excellent. Teaching at Salerno takes place for the most part in oral form. Students are encouraged to exercise radical prowess to show progress of their learning in debates in front of their teachers' peers. Today, Massimino has asked me and Overhaul has taken up opposing sides on the topic of opposing computist diagrams to discuss it out. Let me begin from the Quran. As everyone knows, 85% chance that my position becomes stronger, thus become much more successful. 50% chance I'll be outmatched. I want a debate here. So I guess I'll settle it with tier 3. Got a daughter. Zara. It's been such an amazing opportunity. When I left, I couldn't even imagine the number of wise men that study at Salerno. The depth of their thinking, and the breadth of their research, just being part of their same environment has made me a much better person. With my newly gained knowledge, I could make my way home very satisfied. Knowledge is power. I have grey eminence now. I also have this book, Maltese Treaties. An elegant tome that shows deep understanding of scholarly matters, as it touches upon subjects such as theological treatises. The cover is wood that's been painted to display repeating images, symbols, and phrases in dedication to Allah. Thank you very much. Too bad it's not a diplomacy-related book. So much learning lifestyle books. A life of glory and dignitas. Much higher diplomacy than before. And in 7 months, I'll become August and I should switch to wandering, like should go Voyager. Especially, you know, having an excuse to have Monument Expedition. Because I kind of like that activity out of all the things that I've done. Inspection, if you are more into administrative. Hiking is just for stress relief and all that. But I like Monument Expedition the most because it can help you increase your skill. And inspection is more about carrying your domain. My opposing cousin. He's been imprisoned. You're a fish all your life, sailor. Nope, I got wounded for that. Sickly. Aggravated wound. Well, if I die of my wounds, you had to pay the ransom. Again, small chance that I may die from my wounds. %9 chance of that happening. 5% chance you become scarred. 85% chance of just lose one and live. So let's roll. I live. I'm not a death seeker. It's just bad things keep happening to me. We have more sales. That's fine. Yeah, here we go. Again, chances of these are always random, but I think you should do something that would benefit here for the next 5 years. So how about Mediterranean pirate markets? Just to reduce the holding construction cost Increase taxes and development growth. Something to help the economy a bit. There are a group of pirates active in the Mediterranean who I have connections with, who have agreed not to target my territories and to help me when we have shared mutual interests. These pirates have been productive as late, acquiring a amount of booty, whether it's slaves, gold, weapons, food, precious item all. They request I permit them to sell these goods in my realm's ports. How can I refuse such an offer? This will boost the local economy. This way. Yeah, we have damn good control. In 2 years' time, we're going to get more building slots, so we should begin to save our money on building newer structures. Ah, excellent. You're a Reaver. See, we need someone like you. While I'll just remain at court, you can get the loot faster. Start to split. To Dalmatia with you. Honestly, you know, leading it myself, well, it does take a while, but there's a chance of event where you get bound as plunderer. And as well as having the chance of having the raider trait to go along with it. Oh, Theodore, you were the most effective steward we ever had. Damn it. Guess you'll have this. And guess what? You're on the council now, finally. We just needed to get that development up in 2 years' time, and then I'll stop developing unless we're building something. Orthodox Siculo-Arabic due to populist uprising, that's why. Nafusa now has a foothold there. I mean, if only we can raid into eastern Bosnia, but that's too far inland. No, August. He is honored as a true ruler, worthy of the empires of old. That's +2 diplomacy, +1 martial, prestige, +1 up every month, and decreases the initial legitimacy. Since you're so prestige intensive these days, should be destination focus. So be sure to travel more often. Oh, much more valuable there. One day I started to receive word from my messengers and spies that Grave Kaspar Sutri is denigrating my name out of enviness for significant prestige I have. It seems it wants to bolster its prestige at my huge expense by ridiculing me at every opportunity. After some time, faced with the possibility of a huge prestige loss if I don't answer, I am now before a dilemma. Oh, I'm callous, so I'll demolish his arguments. So, this is due to the fact that, well, I have 15 learning. Well, he's less than 21, and I have least. Or I'm callous, which will I hardly demolish him, ridiculing every word against me, make him look dismal in every court, not coming on top. Although, he'll become my nemesis for this. Screw him. So he's enraged me by offending him. I'll get you too. You hear me? I'll get you too when I raid your place. When that opportunity presents itself. You better get yourself some bodyguards for this. Just in case of assassination attempts. But what kind of man is he? Deceitful, forgiving, tempered. I'm not quite sure. But he does have some degree of intrigue skill. He's a dishonorable ad solver. Very forgiving, somewhat dishonorable. Keep an eye on that. Who knows what he could be doing? It gets me. Right this here. That dies. Again, in the short term, my priority is just get as much as you can and bring it in, and we'll start building some buildings. My wife is a sad politician. You know, she has borne me a daughter, but still. A sickly one at that. Fort level 6 takes 2 months to get it down. My sister died. Executed. Oh dear. What's this neighboring entering have? Not much, but not as much gold as the coast. Don't raid Venezia. Of the inland areas. So head to Vrana next. Order 9. So far so good. So now we're raiding the weaker entities. That's Dubrovnik, but it's not in Dubrovnik. but still good loot. Whoa there. Stop right there. Enemy forces were defeated because of Venetian expansion to there. So that's where the forces of Venice are. Oh then. Well, I guess we're not getting that, so we'll go to Zadar afterwards. Or Karin, whichever's more convenient for you. Oh. And this little island over there, this one's got loot. That was from Comania. I felt extremely lazy as of late, never wanted to do anything. Today I don't feel like attending my official duties, for instance. I think I'd go eat some tasty food. That place is still lootable. No, it's because they had to fight again. They didn't fully siege it down. Alright, belongs to them. A lot more loot over there. So, we're almost full actually, so go get that, and then we're golden. It's a lot more than we bargained for. See, the Dalmatian coast is much more lucrative. Good enough. Back to Malta. Tyranny. Bearing a child for me, eh? Oh, crud. You'll do. 18 months until development is reached 25. And there can be only taxation. These guys are still around. A revolter in the papacy. Bad idea. Huh. My spies inform me that the water is controlled by Rudolph of Portugal, our team with player to plunder. I must decide if it's worth to target this particular ruler by unleashing my pirate fleet upon his waters and ports. Order your pirate fleet to raid his coast. And pay that ransom. Also, I got a legend. Battle of Split. I didn't fight any battles in Split. What the heck? Is there hold on. Don't tell. If there is well, just wait until you get home. I didn't fight in any battle split at all. Just only raids. Maybe perhaps it was a prolonged siege or something. Read that description again. The heck. Alright, we got bailiffs now. Oh, that would definitely help with the naval speed. Get that sooner rather than later. I mean, we're a thalassocratic entity, so it makes most sense. Here it is. See, building slot here, there too, and there. Should be economic focused. Like, it's gotta have farms and fields here. It'll take 3 years. Done. And here. Thinking. Archers, okay. So militia camps to be built here, since this is kind of economy, but needs a little more levies. And this over here is going to have hill farms. All of them will take 3 years time to build. But you know, everything's expensive now because of the damned recent landslide. So one would think we should have saved our money sooner. And also, look at me. I have a reef ever since I became august. So perhaps I ought to think about traveling somewhere. Perhaps visit Palermo's ancient tombs. Because you know, I've never done that before. Lost my wife. Anastasia will be her name. Now I need to find another spouse, particularly those with very good stewardship. You'll do. Send gift. 110 gold. Once again, thank you very much. Even though can't really station a holding, but how much levies does he provide us? If there's a way to read that. Contribute 25. We can add some adjustment to that. Unless you want to do both. like a hunting ground. Why the hell not? I'll just pass that simply for the sake of it. Or it's coming later in spring. The modifiers in recent landslide will be expired. And then development will grow again. Although it'll soon reach 25 in 9 months. It'll be a bit reduced than that. Thieves Guild. You idiots. That's definitely hindering the development growth more. Fix that. Get rid of that corruption. Thank you. This reduces the control big time. Zara. She'll grow strong. Again, just in case if anything happens to me, she should be the favorite. Like, I'd rather have her become an adventurer rather than give it to someone like him. He's infirm now. He would have little to contribute if he were to take over Malta. Massive revolt in Apulia. Tyranny. That's because it's from a completely different culture. What does this world come to? Amir Saldan has been landed. He's been granted. There is still hope for Islam in Sicily after all. Was granted in negotiation. Because these guys have been holding it for so long over there that he felt the presence there is insignificant to him. So he said, okay, you can have it. So he's Sultan I of Sicily. Sicilia. It lives. Perhaps one day, oh yeah, I forgot. You can negotiate lots of them. Even though, despite our differences of faith, because you're a Shari and you're in a land full of Shia, and I'm Shia. So, perhaps it would be best to stick together against these entities from southern Italy that decide to encroach upon you. Whatever support you need, I'll be there for you. Three, two, one. Develop. development 25, and to try to develop it again takes 21 years. So we can't do that anymore. So from now on, collect taxes. It does help with a bit of monthly income increase, but give it a year's time. Well, actually, give me a seneschal, which everybody's average these days. Now it takes 11 months. $13 months increased development versus 10 months. Okay, actually stay that way because we're in the middle of a construction period. My niece Zara, not to be confused with daughter Zara, was taught in the lessons of vassal management by Khalil. This is Zara bin Theodoros. Which I don't see any genetic traits picked up from he. It was kind of complicated, of course, for necessary, but perhaps a bit beyond Zara's grasp. My subjects only ever wish me well, she exclaims. I will build my trust of my subjects indiscriminately, so that we could build a realm together. Oh, you sweet, gullible child. That little trust could be dangerous. Be patient. Let things play out. Then make your judgment. That's what I say. Okay, for once I am actually going to go host a visit to Palermo's ancient tombs. Because you're an insular Sicily and we've never done this activity before in this part of the series. So for historical context, the island of Sicily was known as the final resting place for a number of very famous historical figures, whether by coincidence or not. Medieval legend had it that some of these figures were supposedly laid to rest near the city of Palermo, including the philosopher Aristotle, the physician Galen, or various Muslim holy warriors, such as their tombs are referenced in a number of sources from the era. As we all know, Sicily is an ancient land that is supposedly the final resting place of several important historical figures. A number of these tombs are still around, particularly in Palermo. Maybe one day we should move to Palermo. Own at least one county in insular Sicily. So, where to? You either visit Aristotle, which will give you monthly lifestyle experience, some piety, lose extra stress if you're calm, patient, scholar, theologian, which I'm not one. Visit Galen's tomb, which gives you a small health boost in disease resistance, and reduce stress gain and increase stress loss, lessening the plague danger. Lose stress extra if you're compassionate, generous, novice physician, or herbalist. Holy warriors, where you visit a tomb of Sicilian holy warriors, which will give you stress loss per level devotion, men-at-arms maintenance reduced, and Muslim opinion +5. Lose extra stress if you're zealous, brave, wise men, or gallant. Naturally, because of who we are. So we should visit our Muslim holy warriors there. There are many holy warriors buried in Palermo, particularly at the castle of Casas, I just said, to exude a certain kind of baraka, or blessedness. Obviously Palermo over there. Yeah, guy rough terrain expert. Then we'll head to the... Or the alternative is just sail around. So I want to stay back, okay. That's the alternative. Just go around the sea. It's safer that way. So, wonder. Standing all in the presence of the ancient powers going even now. Gaining an extra 25 prestige. Or contemplation. Reflect soberly on the wise teachings of the ancients that must be heeded. Even now. Gain at least 300 experience. I always want more experience. Prestige we could get it by any means. Plus, it's a good gain these days. It's you again. Sicily is an ancient land with a storied and wondrous past. It's been home to a number of celebrated figures over the centuries. Some of their tombs are still on this beautiful island. For instance, many holy warriors who fought against the injustice and the infidels are said to be buried on the outskirts of the city of Palermo. These tombs are said to exude a certain baraka, or blessedness, in all directions. I'll now travel to there to pay my respects, like many others have before me. Off to Palermo. Sure. Mr. Santipatra. Saldan is the new dynasty head. Patrolling the war is now. You're at war? What war? Oh, the war that you're intervening, which is about to be lose, and you will soon be at peace. Because I would love to be the dynasty head. After everything that's been going on here. The city of Palermo is bustling and full of activity, despite the fact it's currently in revolt here. From the local artisans and farmers to travelers and merchants from all corners of the Mediterranean. Today, however, I'm in the city for one purpose, to pay my respects to the famous holy warriors who had fallen in Sicily. When the first Muslims arrived on this island, it was a chaotic frontier, full of fighting between rival Muslim factions against infidel invaders. Anyhow, people say that in Palermo there are innumerable tombs of these original pious soldiers. I head to one castle in particular, which we call Casa Sad, as it says, quite famous for housing many of these tombs. I'll soon get there. At last, I find myself before the castle Casa Sad, one of the more famed castles among the Muslim faithful. It not only does house the many tombs of noble warriors who perished in Sicily, but it's said to exude a certain baraka, or blessedness, in all directions. I'm not the only person here. As I pay my respects to these brave, devoted heroes, also make sure to visit the nearby spring, Majununa, a spring of the Mad Woman, for it's said to be quite holy too. In a way, it's an anticlimactic sight, tomb after tomb of holy warrior, in a simple, mundane setting, yet there's something profound about being in the presence of these inspiring heroes. I spend time in quiet reflection before I take my leave. Get your piety, you get your wandering, you visited a tomb for the next 10 years, and you have this modifier. And everyone else who were there with me. What a place of wonder. Now you get a private army for your travels, for additional safety and speed. Like if you wish to conquer the rest of the island of Sicily, I'd be glad to assist you, despite our differences of faith. Even though you are in the land of the Shia, though there are some Catholics that's been springing up and spreading the faith rapidly. There we go. We can increase it further for further increased size of levies. More levies means more for our defense and more loot to carry. Matter of fact, do that right now. We can raid now. Your lands will not be raided because you're an ally. raid Amalfi. Because that one is just as valuable as up there. Oh, do the same for Napoli too. In this week's personal briefing, my men warned me that the internal security of the realm could be very well improved if I provide necessary funds. If I could expand the list of informers within my borders. Nico continued stating that some demand is significant. My safety should be placed at the center of my policy, and the gold provided would be enough to pay the expenses for the 10 years. In the knowledge, my vassals will not be happy with a more intrusion over their own domain. We agreed to think over the matter and come with a final decision soon. I'll dismiss the idea only because we can't afford it at this time. To the incautious Emir Abu-Bakr. The spider has left its lair and scurries across the floor. What an opportune time to boot of justice to squelch it for good. It is well known that war is a perilous affair. An enemy sword could lop your head off like a knife through butter. A lucky arrow could strike you on the ramparts. Has that disgruntled soldier perhaps bribed to murder you? There's always a threat of camp fever. I do not demand a grand dramatic grace. I just pray for your demise. I cannot let him dishearten me. You know, since we're gonna get this soon, I don't know if we'd be in range enough to tell him, hey, where do you live? Too far away for me to give a damn about. But I know the nemesis. He's not far from here. You good sheer vassals. Most of them do not like you. You know what? Stop this. Actually, don't stop. Get that control up all the way, even if it takes 3 months. I just want it done. Raid begins. There's a lot of loot here. Ready for the plundering, especially there. How developed is this area? Wait, certainly it cannot compare to Salerno. Salerno's not at war at the moment, but is in support of Mir Saldan as part of negotiations, which he too cares I negotiate. Sure, he has that same perk as I do when having certain alliances with certain someones. Fire and blood. We've got the ruler himself. He'll definitely pay a lot. Found in his plunder. 63 already. There's gonna come 60 more. You what? Development growth. Oh, you unruly bastards. Ain't you got nothing better to do on this island? Efficient county taxes. There we go. Even better. Swearing fealty would be slightly counterproductive, which means I would be paying some of the tax to him. And he'll tell me to convert to faith, which I wouldn't mind. at the expense of the local population. Antagonistic. Not in prison yet, but is still on the way. Okay, to Napoli then. Actually, I want you to go this way. Sorrento isn't much of value, but Napoli there? Oh yes. What you building over there? Zachariah decided to give me a rather wonderful gift today. Several boxes worth of baklava. Such syrupy pastries cannot go to waste. I will of course save a few to eat myself. Perhaps I can make good use of them for other reasons. Well, since he's a man of diplomacy, I'll say give them to the visiting envoys as a gift for the next 4 years. Some prestige gain to go along with it. Oh, they're mad. Oh, they're coming over. This is going to be our first combat. You want a ransom out of here? You got it. 100 gold. Advantage is theirs, but oh hell. Oh, double hell. Get out of here. We've overstayed our welcome here. Get out of here. We got too greedy. Today I met a lesser nobleman who lives in a town nearby. He's a serious fellow, and our conversation drifts to the topic of our childhoods. As a child, he tells me, I used to play by the edge of town. My elders warned me. It used to be a cemetery. One day I met a kindly old townsman. He warned me I shouldn't come, and pointed out the various misfortunes as evidence, such as the crows, or that time that I got sick and almost died, or the thunder, but I laughed it off. Last time we met, he told me, I tried to warn you when we were a child. I told you not to get lost in the wild. I sent omens and all kinds of signs. And then, I asked, I mentioned his name to one of the village elders. He frowned. She said that was the name of her deceased grandfather. Wait, no one in town shares his name? Maybe it was a prank? Raid loot's been lost. Yep, we got too greedy there. Sure. At least we're gonna have more income than ever now that we have crop fields. Or just go home now. Be on your way. Naples has some resistance. But that was the amount. It died. As stated, we got a bit too greedy here. The Ghaznavid. The Kumani has expanded this far, and the Ghaznavid expanded to this much. peppers. I watched uncharacteristically fierce storms rumbling across the landscape, a distant boom of thunder from the rank of clouds a scant few miles away. A troublesome deluge. Do the rains indicate some divine problem I failed to ordain, or they're simply random movements in the wind? Either way, I have no wish to be caught in them. I hope Allah isn't signaling something. Not a good time to be outside. Hope it's not one of those medicanes. You know, that's a thing, or whatever sea storm that decided to go into Malta at this time. Perhaps one would think the weather had something to do with this illness. Rest up. No loot today. Ease, my lord. Laura, one of the cooks, says, I have your niece Zara with me. I promised to clean the pots in the cookery, you see. Jaws Sharper. And clean every pot she did. Even scrub the cauldron. Without me even asking. It's a sweet girl you got her. This is indeed very selfless. What does that suit Zara's stature? Oh boy. Yeah, you could be compassionate. What the hell's this? And why does this concern me? I was about to say that this seems to be popping up. Hold on. Or you could just turn that shit off. Okay. And I could pause with the flight changes. You know what? Give it a minute. Let me stop this recording. Okay, here's how I solved it. As I had to stop recording, what I had to do was that I like to assume it was a bug. That I decided to get off, turn on debug mode, which it always turns on every time I get on the game. Slay the character, which was the courting mom, and replace it with another one just immediately because that was the source of it. So let me unpause, see if it applies. See, this is the one that was causing all those spamming messages. So I simply went to debug mode, slay the character, and there's an option: random killer, player killer, no killer. So I just went with no killer, so it says die in a sleep. So there you go. That's the official cause of death it says. Now we can move on. Please reinforce everything after that recent defeat, so monetary costs will be going down for a while. But in the meantime, oh yeah, this is definitely going to help us economically. We have hill farms too. Get that up a bit, that's even more defender advantage for them. And since we do have economic buildings, we can go further. If we have a keep, that is. Which we do not. So you're going to need the battlements and innovation. Yeah. We're quite far from that, but we're kind of focused on getting this for faster naval speed. Whenever we do, you know, trial by sea in these raids. And of course, if you need more money, you can always have contact with these pirates. Oh, it just popped up just now. Get the booty. 119. That's good enough to maintain our course here while we reinforce our men in arms. Liberty War. Let me help you out with that, even though our request should... Oh, really? That's my rival. To the dwarves there, consider this proposal. Well, pay it up to me. Thank you very much, you bastard. People do approve of the Sicilian grain deal. I'm willing to accept grain deals with anyone with me at this point. Oh, I can even request it off of you, but no. I don't do that. It's only these two entities. I can come in and help you. I mean, even the Salerno, despite the fact she's Catholic, still, you know, part of the same dynasty, you know? So we could support each other. I've been willing to support you too since, you know what, wait next month. I'll be there in a month's time or so. I believe you can reinforce in friendly territory, right? For the meantime, offer to join the war. Do that now. Told my man the pricing marshal came with me yesterday to increase the amount of levies at my orders for a period of 10 years. This means an upfront investment on recruitment centers present in my vassals' lands to place a premium that will entice more people to join the army. As a matter rests in the hands of Talmud, and in knowledge this ever could strike a sensible chord with my vassals. I can all hope he performs well. Go ahead with the plan. Oh yeah, that's a huge army. Lots of them. They're on their way. And so are we. As I am too. Our scouts report that there is no imminent risk of an enemy attack tonight. As I watch my soldiers, fatigued from the day's march, set up yet another camp. I cannot help but wonder if tonight's respite is our last. My last. If the battle is joined tomorrow, might I not be slain? And what if starvation, exposure, disease, accidents? Life is never fragile as during wartime. If today were to prove my last day, how should I spend the evening? Well, I'm a lustful man myself, so in the warm arms of a camp follower. Not yet fully reinforced, but we're good enough here. So land in Sarcosta, or Nelto in this case. Only cost you 3. No. Nephew's been imprisoned. Major loss. Heir's been captured. Actually, head over there. One day, strolling my village during the day to browse some wares in the seasonal market accompanied by my 2 trusty bodyguards. Accompanying no peasants, take a good breath of fresh air. Suddenly, a dark figure came out of the shadows of a small house and swiftly tried to stab me with what I clearly see as a poisoned dagger. While looking at me, the danger approach of horror tells me this is the work of my hated enemy. Grab a Rudolph Bugal. Must fight for my life. 2% chance that I get killed. 9% chance that one of my bodyguards dies, but number of rivals increases chances of that happening. No proof rewarded in the fair steed. My intuition's probably right, just need to prove it. Any roles are either compassionate, forgiving, generous, just, or craven will never dabble with murder attempts. Must fight for my life here. I did. Remember, this is only a liberty war. That's right, it's a crown authority, but to me this is more than that. Retake this area, then the war will continue. Order your pirate fleet. Submit. Yeah, to raid the coast. Oh, failed miserably to persuade my vassals to deny intentions of our actions. In effect, he blundered his way dealing with everyone, acting rashly and insensibly at times. You idiots. We'll liberate this area. We'll... Oh dear. What do they have that I don't? 18, 16. And you say that because of more commander traits. Slightly better army commander than I do. Makes a little to no difference. Scare them off. That's the least you could do. And try to take up the hill. It's a bit of inbreeding chance, but it'll do. Now they have to restart their siege. Fully reinforced now. Our offers are not the best. Another one with better advantage. But you need to have a look at these men here. Oh, they'll definitely defeat me. That's why they say better army commander. Versus Romanos, who only a forest fighter, but still. He'll beat me at every turn. See if we could scare them off again. I mean, the numbers have gone down to make it look even. No turning back now from this. Perhaps we can kill some of them for our ally. The advantage belongs to me. I've been wounded. Wounds healed. We got them all. I mastered a new tactic. And that tactic is Holy Warrior. You take that, I'll go this way. Well done. You took a gamble, and you got him. Decian land culture. What the hell? You had it besieged all the way. But it matters not now. Oh, look out. Out of desperation. Remarkable battlefield prowess. Good company. So I got the Hustler trait. We got another one. They're not welcome here. I thought it was playing my mind due to these times the wars of the realm is experiencing. As things stand, might attempt to form a new contingent of levies by increasing the range of the normal draft age and adding a lot of common criminals who will provide a pardon in order to improve the number of troops available for my armies. These radical policies come at a significant cost of prestige and piety. This can portray as desperate and callous measures, but the possibility is tempting. It is a path I will not tread. We got this. Yeah, we're not just measly pirates. No, we're more than that. It shows that we can fight in wars, too. Oh dear. The unfortunate terror inspiring has turned against me is a direct consequence of insidious actions from someone who decided to get rid of me once and for all. As such, and while an empty alcove of my castle is lost in my thoughts, I'm viciously attacked by a mysterious dark figure that swiftly approaches me from the shadows. Maybe I'm certain his objective is my utter and final demise. Fortunately, my bodyguard is close to me and can offer significant protection. 1% chance of death for me. But 35% chance, he got unlucky as he was killed in the attack. Joseph, come in. Here we go again. Joseph's no longer my bodyguard. Hang on. That's what I feel too. Escaped prison. In the middle of the conversation, Severed, I paused. Sunday. I forgot what I was going to say next. My lord, the servant says, concern. It's fine, sir. Did you have anything else to tell me? Oh, I hate it when something like this comes between. Yes, I'm aware of possible assassination attempts. I'm a wanted man for piracy. We got the bastard. End the Liberty War. Revoke their titles. And if there are any religious uprisings in your way, I'll be sure to help you too, even if it's against my fellow co-religionists. I mean, fellow Shia. At least a nephew. And Apulia is dealing with an independence war. You know, one day I would love to establish a presence in Palermo. And may possibly even join the realm of Sicily. You know, despite the fact you're Sunni, I'm Shia, but we stand together as kin. Because, you know, wish to help out my cousin. And he's also due to inherit Malta in case I get killed by these numerous assassination attempts. They're trying to get me. Because of my pirate activities. So he's revoked their titles and he's got them for himself. Good. Right. Ready to spend again. 5 months left. Upgrade the hill farms more to from hillside fields to fell pastures. You're the leader of the independence movement. I wish I could help you, you know, out on this affair. No, you can't do, you know, whatchamacall, frontier raids because you're not bordered with them. You're an island. So, Don, who did you make mad now? Ah. Currently, there's nothing going on, so I'm idling around in my quarters. Overhear the other two servants in the room next to me. They appear to be trying to make small talk, but with nothing better to do, I lean over to try to listen on their conversation. Heard any news from the other provinces of the realm? One says, nothing I'd like to talk about, responds the other. Bye. Bye. It's all code. They're gossiping about another servant. You know, I'd consider. You know what? Raise the raiders, as we have recovered. Go raid Apulia itself. Like, yes, it's been looted before, but still. While they're busy, you know, playing soldier, gonna raid all this. Hamlets. But, you can't upgrade this further, because you need a keep for that. But still, it's very nice that get all this. Despite your infirm, you're still pretty good. You just picked up that strong trait. I saw that shit. You're gonna be around for a while longer, cousin. Raid the countryside. Not that. It's not as much gold out there, but they're out busy fighting independence war, so we ought to take advantage of this. I ought to be alright, I hope. Ah yes, my niece, who I'm still raising her. Seems to enjoy our latest feast immensely. Afterwards, she couldn't stop talking about the feelings I had. Locking eyes with one of the younger servants had caused in her. Oh, the young rascal's coming of age, is she? You're a hunter too, that's good. Would love to hunt in Malta, despite the fact it's highly developed, which makes chances of hunting for something, you know, less. Yeah, there's a lot of gold here. Up until you get to Bari. Ah, been looking forward to this. I say quickly as my swords bring forth the sorbet. Truly the snow and ice brought from Mount Etna makes for the best dessert, as long as they're mixed with the right fruits, juices, syrups, of course. I eagerly take the bowl of flavored sorbet and began eating it. I enjoyed the dual sensations of sweet delight and refreshing coldness. Delicious. I've read you the historical context from the other episode, so there's no need to remind it again. From the Strategiza Volterra of Siculo-Arabic. I've heard of your disputes with that abhorrent swain, Rudolph. The most contemptible excuse of a man. Given our mutual interests, I'm sure we'll get along well, friend. Messengers are so unreliable these days, so forward the letter and stuff. So this will make Rudolph becomes the Strategiza's nemesis. 36% chance the messenger will infuriate him. He appreciates openness, so therefore we have our mutual enemy. It may not mean much to you, but still. Keep raiding. Just like to see an independent entity. Move on. Thanks to the infamy your pirate fleet in that nefarious way makes you rise above your peers. You get famous and people around the world showing signs to start to coin a legend about you and your deeds. It starts with a nickname, after all. I actually increased my legitimacy level for this. Stoke the flames of legend. Now they will call me Abu-Bakr, the Pirate King, as I gain the trait Infamous Pirate. Amir Abu-Bakr Malta commands a powerful pirate fleet, which drops my diplomacy a bit while increasing martial a bit, and it's too intrigue. Piety down, prestige up. Stoke the flames of legend. I am who I am. Pay the ransom, me. Let them do their infighting, while we be looting. Now we got a new innovation, which will make sea travel faster. Exposed to chronicle writing, which you can press several claims in a single war. Which is, you know, excellent, all things considered. Kind of more interested in battlements these days. It'll take 18 years, but 18 years is a long time. What the hell is Upper Burgundy doing up there? Inheritance is nuts sometimes. Wife falls pregnant. Hope for a son. House Unity levels more friendly, so you can't challenge Saldan as the house head. Could be passing through. I dreamt of traveling to a magnificent, mighty castle, so large and immense it towered over everything in the nearby territory. Even the forests and the mountains. It was an imposing sight. When I woke up, I wondered what it was about. So I dreamt of a magnificent castle. You know, I recall that Bari only had one holding, but since then they built a temple holding. Power at home. Daughter and wife. Even better. But god dang it, it's because these guys in the way that are going to keep freeing them. Prisoner falls into conception. I do not care. Yipe. Oh no, that's Bloody Flux. That's unrelated. Okay, don't raid there then. Move up to there. Lorenz is an independent entity, but remember, you gotta stay close to their coast lest you take attrition damage. So Tabari. And you know, since there's Upper Burgundy now, which means it would take a long while to get troops from there to there. So you ought to consider. Now I have a son and heir. You know, since there's been a lot of Saldans these days, so I will name him Saldan. In honor of my cousin. Because the name Saldan does mean something to the Sicilian world these days. Oh yeah, we flew to that place. No. Raid there. Head to there immediately, then back, and there. Desert Fever. Excellent rating. Oh, you invested in yourself, okay. Or is it the one I spent? I don't remember. Imperiality again. It'll be restarted again in 10 years' time or so by someone from the outside in particular. For years, I've swept down devastating raids, bringing the full fury of Allah to a trembling world. For surely, if he disproved, he would have struck me down by now. Instead, my household sleeps surrounding in stolen fineries of foreign rulers, and exotic slaves warm my bed. Truly, noble and peasant alike quail at my approach. My parents silence children with the threat that I'll visit. Let them weep in my name. So, as I'm a pirate lord, I'm also a raider. I do both. So +2 martial, +3 prowess. I mean, old age is catching up to me. And you know, we ought to repair some of these. Especially then. When we bring the loot in, we gotta repair some of these few artifacts. We have a... no, we don't. Get an Antiquarian for this. And if I ever fight and intervene in future wars, we should recruit soldiers from Sicily. Something we ought to do as well. Go get them. And you can invite Norman settlers if you wish. Because as you know, there's a shortage of good fighting individuals, so I think Norman Courtiers would probably be more good option. But first, do not have 50 trade experience. Really? Well, that's due to, let me see. Right, struggle's ended, so it's no longer the case. Well, a few things first. Manage the frontier. Development is barely a factor anymore. I think you should upgrade those bureaucratic records. That could definitely help you up with the world that you belong to. This will boost control and tax, but that matters little. Instead, I want you to rely on Arab-Berber documents, because there's a small chance every year you will gain trade experience of the world that you belong to. In this case, ours. So we can get that faster. And the alternative is to bargain with them. Just negotiate with them to tell them to stop at what you're doing. 80 gold? Well, give me more. Which he'll do so. And I gained 350 men. Good. That's what we need. As in case we intervene in their wars again, we need our own hosts. And it's good enough. Get me some more. So addition to 350 we got another 350, another 350. So yes, we're much stronger now. With these special soldiers bringing a total of 1,050. And finally, go invite those Norman settlers. I need their courtiers. I was about to say long-term Norman assistance. That's different than, let me see, the Norse settlers, which is reprieve from Scandinavian adventures. I never noticed that option. Because normally I would ignore it because it costs more, but long-term Norman assistance. Oh, okay. So we just need a few people over here. I come into contact with a band of Normans adventurers led by a man named Gerard, who have expressed interest in serving me. Gold agreed to provide something in return for allowing his band to move into my territories. I told him that I want one of his people to act as an intermediary between myself and the newly settled Norman. He's agreed to offer to join my course result. It says if that doesn't work out, he can also recommend associate Lambert. Lastly, I could ask him to train my soldiers and provide long-term military and political aid. Let me see. You're not good fighting men, but you're an excellent steward, which we do need those these days. And in addition, can you assist us further? It's a 100% chance to help me acquire long-term Norman assistance. Which that character employed a number of skilled Normans as advisors officials who provided valuable knowledge and assistance in form of military training, proactive defensive measures, and savvy political guidance. Yeah. Assist us further. Okay. After we negotiated a favorable agreement to both sides, I discussed whether his band could provide further long-term assistance. The military valor and political savvy of people from Normandy is well known. After all, they have spread throughout many realms. He assures me, thankfully, that he and his adventurers can provide me long-term political and military support. He's already given me ideas on how to improve the realm's defenses, drill my troops to perform better in battle, and to increase my political authority. All in all, these are concrete, useful steps to helping me maintain my power. Having this band around turned out to be a good thing. Now, moving on, I want both of you. Yes, you, because you would be an excellent steward. And Lambert here, well, I guess he'll be an average fighter. Especially someone so young. So, Harold and Lambert, come on in. And that also means, hey, you're in the army now. The Norman armor, that's distinctive. Yeah, so that's what we've invested on, bringing some foreigners over here, and as well as increasing the size of our army, which, keep in mind, these special soldiers are not used for raids. That's only during wartime. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll end the episode here, as obviously piracy will continue for as long as I like, and also willing to assist the new Armada of Sicily, in which I don't wish to swear fealty to them. I will rather retain my independence as a pirate island. The only time I would ever join them is perhaps one of my descendants, if they ever become adventurers, that they should establish a presence in Sicily to ask for, oh, I don't know, says, hey, we wish to ask for land, we don't mean to conquer, we'll assist you and all that. That would be our aim. Willing to keep the faith alive. And perhaps a revival of the Siculo-Arabic culture here in insular Sicily, as the Siculo-Arabic culture has been marginalized, but not fully eliminated. No, they just became a minority, as do the Muslim population in southern Italy, which thankfully they haven't been driven out of the entire realm yet. They're just minorities now. Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? So, we hope you people have enjoyed this episode, so we'll see you in the next one. But until then, so long for now.